By name Samuel Ateng Page Arik, a politician, and I'm a father at the same time. I dwell in Bor. I grew up in Bor. I studied in Bor. I was born in Bor. Everything about me is from Bor. I came from a family background of the farmers' parents. I hail in Makwach, Payama, Bor County, from the Bumakol Kapat, the section of Koch, and the clan of Kang Arik. I came from the section within Kang Arik called Arik Kang. Arik Kang is one of the former chiefs of Koch community. And that is why Koch is called Konyarik. It is because of that Sultan called Arik Kang. In fact, my father was a cattle keeper, was a singer and local artist. Same to my mom, is from Madumor of the same section of Makwach, Oyam. Madumor is the one now occupying an area called Koyama. So these are the people that my mom came from. My dad died in 2022. And my mom is there. My father was a husband of 3 wives. So that's all about me. Myself, I grew up from the family background of cattle keepers. I know how to keep cattle. I was in the cattle camp. I know how to milk the cows. I know how to farm. I went to torch areas at the time of anger. So I cultivated in torch. And it was in torch that I cultivated, and I harmed myself until I cut one of my fingers out from the farm where I was cultivating with panga, trying to remove one of the papyrus in my farm. So I know how to connect this fishing net. I used to fish. There are some areas here in Torch areas that I went and fished myself. So when I was a boy, I was one of the people that participated, accompanied some people that were the fishermen in Dol area. And I was one day a Kuto, trying to help. Kuto is an assistant, is like conductor for the car. So I was Kuto for some people that need an assistant. There was no one particular person that I was Kuto to. I became Kuto of the person that lacked an assistant that day. And I was later on rewarded. I was paid with fish. If we have many, I had to be paid with 2 or 3, and the life goes. That's how we sustain our family. Then, after the 1991 crisis that took all the cattle, so we had no option. Survival was very hard, so we had to move to the Torch area, and we tend to be fishermen for the sake of survival. So afterward, we came back home. We come and cultivate our gardens. We had 2 gardens, the one at the Torch area, the dry season, and the one at home in the village that we farm sorghum. This is how we goes on. I was born around 1980. 1994, after the crisis of 1991, I was initiated. I got initiated with a group of 91 inmates. I was not one of the youngest, and I was not one of the matured people that were there. Some of my generations, the one now that occupied the area, some are chiefs, some are farmers, some are educated, and some are same time fishermen. Some are businessmen. So our group include those of Madinga Alier that are in the auctions. Ajurubol, we were one group. There are priests. So those of Denga UN, Dengmakek, were my age mates. There are business people that are also my age mates, those of Magai Alier, who were initiated together, and so many others. In this case, in the cattle camp, we have those of Majuanganek, we have those of Machar Sombor that was killed recently. These were my headmen. So in fact, I was initiated with them. After we push on with the life until we reached to this age. I got married in 2000, my first wife, and second wife again in 2002, and I keep on marrying until now. I have 6 wives, and at the moment, this is the number of wives I have. We've got some kids with them. And the educational background, in fact, this school was a bit inconsistent. And in fact, in 1980, where I went to the school in Kapat or Makwaipayam, I try up to primary 3, and the school was interrupted by the war. We had to stay without the school for quite long until the CND, Church and Development, came and introduced the Church Missionaries schools. That one was in Kapat. I enrolled again, and in primary 3 repeated. Then I go to primary 4, 5, 6, 7, and in 2002 we went to Beirut to go and set for the primary living examination. That primary living examination brought all the schools that were there in Bor. There were kids from Kolnyang or Malwalbur, we from Kapat, and these were 2 schools that had students set for exam then. And there were school in Lilir, there was another one in Baidit. There were 2 schools in Atoch, and these 2 schools we went and set for primary living examination. While we were there, we were about 121. We sat with those of Mamir Matual, who is Molana here, was one of our classmates there. Majang Niop was there. There is Jacob Ajagajo, who is also here in Kolnyang. There are those of Makir, and so many others. In Coach, we had ladies like Yar Atem, and Yan Madora Alier was also there. We were having number of ladies, including Anger. So we sat for that exam, and luckily we narrowly passed it. So sure, we were very weak. In that school, there were some students that came from Kenya that joined us. Those students in Kenya, we used to peer them. We thought they were giants. There were those of Kut that came. And in fact, we know how to read and write, but we did not know how to speak English. So they came speaking, and for us it was so surprising as to why some of these little kids speak with confidence, using English. And we were mature enough, know how to read and write. We thought that they will be number one when the exam come. But nevertheless, they did not make it. Our people, our group who do not know how to speak then, they were the top. So we realized that all the schools are the same. So it is the language practice that was a bit complex because we were not in a learning environment. That is the problem that we were facing then. And as we finished, we had to come and stay for another 2 years without secondary school. There was no secondary school here. There was not even one for the whole state, not even Bor alone. We resort to marry. Then we wrestled. Me, myself, I know how to dance very well. I even remember some of my songs that I used to sing myself.
You have one?
I was having some two songs that I can still remember up to now. And we had no cattle. We just practice in the village. We have village group, and there were cattle camp group. We in the village, we have no cows. So we just practice our wrestling in Werkuk. Coming all along, we go and wrestle up to Baidi. Those of Majung Jongri who used to came there. Majung is our arrangement. And those of Loyalty who were here, they were giant. We went, we wrestled with them. And I found myself, when the wrestling of coaches combined, I can be number 7, I remember. So we wrestled with some of the giant wrestlers here that some defeated me and I defeated some of them. So in that process, when there was no school, we just continued the normal cultural practice as usual. After C&D came and brought in another secondary school. That was the only secondary school in the state, was Werkuk Senior Secondary School. We enrolled immediately. There were little food being brought by C&D. There were boarding students, and we choose to be day callers. We just come a day, then we went back to our village. I had a bike. It was given to me by a crop. There was another Makola crop that was in Chuaikir, and I was one of the PTA members. And I was a secretary, so there was one bike that was brought for the PTA, and I was lucky to be the one know how to ride a bicycle. So I get that one, I use it until I was for CARE International. I worked for CARE after being recruited as an agricultural extension worker. But that was 1999, and before I got married in 2000. I worked there for 4 years. And I come and introduce training people on how to farm. I know how to train an ox to plow. So I become a great and extension worker. I know agriculture very well. I know the type of soil that can be used for farming. And I know how can you fertilize, make fertilizers, applying them to some of the crops so that you get rid of some pests. So indeed, I worked for agriculture and I was given another bike. I got paid with 3,000 Kenya shilling. And that money was very big then. So 1 month, I used to buy a cow. And I buy a cow for another month. These are the cattle that I came and married in 2000. I was trained as an agricultural and extension worker for that particular boomer called Kapat. So I was an agricultural officer for that boomer. So when it comes the time of ratio UN, I have to be recognized. My office of agriculture can be given. When there are seeds being distributed, my office can come and distribute seed to the farmers and the whole village, the whole boomer. No one is not a farmer. All of them can farm. So I was useful then. There were some of the plants and vegetables that the community did not have. I brought the seedling, and these seeds were used by the community, including onions, tomatoes. These ones were not there, these vegetables. So I was respected because I introduced some of the food that were not there. So that's how I worked. These were the organizations supporting the farmers in the whole county. So that's how I become an agricultural extension worker. My bosses were Majung Awanichul Jok was my boss. That was a Payam supervisor. John Majerbar was also Payam supervisor. They were having an agricultural county director. That was Kuala Dengadak. Kuala Dengadangakau was our then our bosses at the care level were Ajang Chana Wall. This Peter Dengagwer was another one. And there were so many other people from different counties and countries. So this their life was there. So I become an intellectual in my community, and I was respected.